as you can see here, we have the title. So from the title, we have this other part of the blog. So if you look at this place very well, you can see they're also trying to sell a course here. So if you click on this learn about online courses, you see they are sending them to another site entirely. So one of the goal of this blog now is to actually, send people to this place. You get? So they know that everybody that is coming here is, already interested in becoming a real estate agent or is planning to become one. So they are now selling the link to this course. So possibly if people sign up through this link, they are going to get paid. That is, people that own this blog, they will be they will be paid for anybody that signs up through this their link. That is just what they've done here. But let's leave that. You can see they've added image here. Then we have frequently asked questions about becoming a real estate agent in California. Okay, these ones are they use the frequently asked questions method. So you can see. Okay, and that is all they have. So this page majorly, they are just using this page to sell this course, and this course is not their own. They just created this link so that anybody that signs up through this link, then they will be paid for it. It is called affiliate, like affiliate marketing. You get? So they provided an information on how to become a real estate agent in California. But at the same time, this information is useful to anybody. But then they are now selling this, this course. They are not selling it themselves because they are not the owner of the course. They signed up as an affiliate on a particular website that is on the website that owns these courses, and they are now sharing their link here. That is another cool way of making money. But we are not going there. So that's that. Let's look at another blog that shows how to become a real estate agent. All right, so this is another one. You can see they have a background image. I think this other one too has a background image. Okay, yes, you can see the background image. You can see this one too. This has a background image as well, and we have a title. Well, the title is what's most important. So we have a title, and you can see part of the series. Okay, this one's even have a video, so you can watch the video if you like. So those are the things that we are still going to talk about as well, because if you see here, we mentioned that you should what take note of the use of images, videos, and other elements except text. So because we talked about heading and subtitle under display, so that was why I said except text there. So you can see after this video, then they have this text. You can see, have you been wondering how to become real estate? You are good at, you are in a good company. Okay, so key you can become real estate in less than 6 months. You can see how to become a real estate agent. In a nutshell, here are steps to take. Okay, so you can see. Okay, why become real estate? Flexible hours, pay. So you can see that even this blog is not really detailed like that. Okay, you can see activate your real estate once you pass your exam. Okay, well, they've tried. Okay, so it actually stopped here. So compete risk in virtual cash. Put your trading skills in this free stock. Okay, so you can see that even at the end here, they are still trying to market something else. So free stock simulator, compete with standard investment. You can see. So they are not selling what they are not selling their own stock simulator or their own business. You can see this Investopedia, this is a company. They are selling another thing that they have under this blog where they used to provide information about how to become a real estate agent. But then what we are interested in is the information in the blog, not what they are selling. So let's see this as well. How to get a real estate. Okay, I think it's also the same thing, but let's just see. So reason to get, steps to get, so complete hours of. So you can see that most of these things, the major thing is just that for you to become a real estate agent, you have to complete the course. I think we saw something like that here too. Take the licensing exam, you see, take a pre-licensing course. So it's just the way they structured it, and the English they use that is different. Do I need a real estate license? You see, yes, you must be licensed to show homes. So they are still talking about, can I take my pre-license courses online? You can see yes. So one of the most common thing here is just that you have to what, take an exam before you can become a real estate agent. I don't know these things before. I'm just trying to look at the information provided on the blog and trying to see what is common from it. So let's see this, how to become a real estate agent. Okay, so you can see this one too. This is the heading, and you can see this also has a background image. So, and you can see this is related to real estate as well. That is the image that they used, but that's not what we are more bothered about. So 5 steps towards getting your California salesperson license. Okay, so basically, just before you can become a real estate agent in California, you must what? You must have a license. And I think that is what all these things are talking about. So you can see complete 135 hours of the license education. I think this mentioned something like that as well. So I think one of these guys, you see, complete 135 hours. So all these things, we are just trying to research what people have written about, what we've added as well. Now, if you check all the sites that wrote all these things, it is possible. Okay, this one is an exam site. Why the other ones that we've checked? Okay, I think this one too is an examination site. Why these ones are related to real estate websites. You get so, but then what we just want to see is that you can see that these people, they are writing the blog and also selling something related to what real estate. So it might be that the clients that you are trying to write blog for works in the real estate, but is also offering this licensing course. So this is a perfect article that you can write for them. So there are still some other articles that you can write, a perfect blog that you can write for your clients if the person works in maybe the licensing exam for real estate agent niche. You get, so we are done with this, but we've seen that most of them make use of what? They have images, they have video. Okay, not okay. You can see this one makes use of table. Let's see what this is. Okay, you can see this one has video as well. You can see. So these are things that you should take note of so that you can also use the same thing in your own blog too, because you don't want to do lesser than what people have done already. You want to do more than them. Okay, so you can see this one, how to become a real estate agent in California. You can see, look at this image here. Look at the introduction. This is the format that we'll be following. So you can see this is the heading, requirements for becoming. So you can see you must be 18. How to get, in fact, I like this one, how to get a CA related license. You can see the image, the added image. You can see. Look at it. In fact, this one is detailed and it is clear. In fact, you can easily read this, unlike these other ones that we've seen. You get. So we can model what this one has done, but we are going to copy from, we are going to copy something from each of them. You get. So let's see. All right, so that's the end. That's the end. That's the end. That's the end. Okay, so you can see this one is using image text. We have long text, then at the top again image text, then we still have this image. So, and you can see the images that they are using related to what? Real estate. That's fine. That is what we need. So one of the things that we can take here is that what? We have the what? We have the introduction. And okay, so let us look at all this heading. How to become a real estate agent in California. Let's look at these people's heading too. How to get a real estate. Okay. Let's see this. How to become a real estate agent, a step-by-step guide. So you can see they use the keyword there and they are using different title. How to become a real estate agent in California. Okay, this one is the same thing as this. Let's look at this here. How to become a real estate agent in California. Okay, this one is the same. How to become become an agent in California. How to get your California real estate license. So you can see how they are using all these things. Now let us craft our own heading from here. So let me just do something you get. So based on the computer research, so this will just be quick. We can just say how to become a licensed real. Please don't split this real estate agent. Ensure that you are putting it together. So how to become a licensed real estate agent in California in you can say pro tips, pro guide on how to become a licensed real estate agent in California. So this is our title. So we've gotten a title based on what we've seen. You get? So now let's now go through all these things and see some of the headings that they have. So you can see this one is talking about course. Okay, we can make use of this guy, these other guys. So we can see this one is saying why become a real estate agent. Let's see if this also talks about why. You can see reason to get a California real estate license. They are both saying the same thing. So let's see this. 5 steps towards requirements, quick facts. Okay, this one does not have such. Let's see if, okay, get a license. Okay, this does not have. Let's see if this one has why. If you are looking for, okay, requirements straight. Okay, so since this one has reason and this one too has, okay, this one has reason and this one has reason and this two does not have, we can add reason to our own. So we can say, we can just have this, why become a real estate agent. You get? So let's put this heading down, heading 1. So we can say heading 1. So let's look at another one. Heading 2. So now we cannot talk about requirements because I think the next thing is what? Requirements. There is requirements to requirements. You can even structure your own again. Requirements needed to become a. I paused the video, I checked the whole heading so as not to waste time, and I found out that most of the headings are what? The same. You can also check this particular thing or even this particular website and see. So I've already written out, I wrote out the headings here. So for us, so that I won't actually waste time, I just did that quickly. And then yes, I have the conclusion. So we are going to structure this out. We are going to structure this out based on what I showed earlier. So we are going to use a Google Doc. Let me take you back to the document. Yes, this one. So your title should be H1, introduction should be H2, subtitles should be H2, your post heading should be what? H3. Then your post body should be in paragraph, then conclusion should be in H2. So we are going to use this format. But before we do that, remember that we are not done with the things that we need to actually do before we start writing or before we use ChatGPT to create our content. So after the competition research, you can see. So sometimes some of these posts contains, let's say among those websites that we saw, especially this one here. This website is a very big website, like it's a very big blog that they usually post a lot of things too. So you can link one of your texts, or you can just find an information here, maybe a fact or figures that are true, maybe based on their own calculation. You can lift it from this site and reference it on your own blog as well. Then you now mention this particular website, this Investopedia. So if you put it on your site and people search for this Investopedia too, your site will also what? Pop up whenever people search for this particular name. Why? Because this name has already gained a lot of trust with the search engines, so they can easily display all their articles for people to actually read and do anything that they want to do with the post. So you can just reference something on this site. In fact, this might be something that you've put before, but you just want people to actually confirm it that it is okay on this site. So by doing that, you can now mention their name, this Investopedia. You can mention it on your own post. That is what is called the brand name dropping. You get? So like this statistic, you can take statistics from that particular site and also mention their name too. So this citation can come anytime. It does not mean that you are going to use all of them, but then, and it is not every time that you'll be using this. So but whenever you need to use it, you can also use it. That is another way to ensure that your post rank on search engines, because in the end you don't want to write a post that will be on number 20 of the Google search page. So you want to write something that will be at least between the first page and the second page, which is very okay. So that is what you need, and that is why we are taking all these steps to ensure that we don't just write posts that will just sleep on your client's website. You want to write something that after some time that post will be competing with the posts that are already doing well on the Google search first page or on search engine first pages. So that is the essence of all these things that we are doing. So another thing that you need to do is to count. let's count the let's count the number of text that they have on their page. So we can use wordcount.io. Here we are going to be making assumptions. Wordcounter dot net. Okay, so we can make use of this. For some of us, we can also go to, I think there's wordcounter.io. So anyone you want to use is fine. So if you are not used to anyone before, you can use any of these two. They will still perform the same function. Yeah, so you can also use this. But then what do we want to do? Since we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, they wrote about the same thing. Now let's copy this text. Let's copy everything from top to bottom so that we can see how many words their blog contains. Then we can now do more than that so that our post can still rank better than their own by the time our post starts gaining authority on the search engines. So just select all the text like this, highlight it, and you stop at the last place. Okay, I think this is the last place here. All right, the bottom line, that's the conclusion. So you can copy this. Let's put it here. The other one is still loading. Let's put it here and see how many words. Okay, this one is approximately 1654 words. Okay, that's that for this. Let's see for the second one. So you can start from the heading. Let's go. So you can see these ones, they have table here. They have table. So we can add a prompt that will also create this table for us too on our own posts. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's all. So here, let me copy this and paste it here. Let's see how many. 1091. Okay, the other one was 1600 and something. Let's say 17. So let's go to another one. Let's go to this one. Let's start from here. So we are just trying to ensure that we do justice to the contents that we want to write before starting to write anything. So let's see. Oh, 712. This one is very short. Now let's look at the last one, which is this, and let's see how many words they have on. All right, so let me put this here. Let's see. Oh, okay, this one is 1470. Now you can see that the highest that we have here is 1600 and something. Now the least that you should write for this kind of case or in this kind of scenario. Now, if the highest of the word count that you see on your computer site is what 1600 and something, the least you can write is to write 17. But the best is to write content that will have at about 2000 words. You get, the more the information that you are providing, the more Google is going to say that, oh, I think this one has more information than the other ones. Then it will continue to what rank you above some of these ones that we saw on the first page. So, and that is what you want to do exactly. I've told you the reason we are writing this blog is not just to write something there. We want to provide information and at the same time drag people to our business so that they can purchase from us or give us their email. Then we can now start what marketing to them. So we know that our post should have our post count now. Our post count, let's say 2000 words. So name dropping. we are going to mention Investopedia. So that's fine. Then now let's continue. What is the next thing that I want to look at? Okay, I think we are done with this confusion research. So let's go to planning your keywords. So how do you plan your keywords? We have our focus keyword, right? We have our focus keyword already. Then we can also use Google keyword to plan our keyword. You get, so you can copy some other keywords that you found, together with the focus keyword when we did the other one, or you still use this Ubersuggest. To install the Ubersuggest, what you need to do is just go to Google. Let me show you here. Go to Google and type Ubersuggest Chrome extension. So if you are not using Chrome to search for this thing, just type Ubersuggest extension. Then it will show the browser extension for the browser that you are using. But since I'm using Chrome, I just want to put Ubersuggest Chrome extension. Then this first one is the one that you select. So let me click on it and let's see. So because I have installed it, you will see this thing will not show add to Chrome. So it will show remove from Chrome. But if you are doing it for the first time, you are going to see add to Chrome. Then if you see that to Chrome, just click on it, then it's going to do whatever thing it wants to do and install it on that is on your browser as an extension. So after that, when you are done, refresh your page and go back to where you are searching that information. For me, this is the page where I got all these links from. So you just need to refresh. So once you refresh, you are going to see this button here that says what? Show volume. Now this show volume, if you click on it, it is going to show you the volume, that is the search volume of this particular keyword. Then it's going to show you the search volume, like how much or how well are people searching for it. You get, so that is what you can see with this Ubersuggest. You can let's just click on it and let's see. Okay, 10. Sometimes this does not really matter, but then you can still see that at least it has what, 10 searches per month. There are some that will be more than this, but because of the niche that we are and what we are trying to write on, you can see this is just 10. So for some it will be more than that. In fact, it is always good if it is more than that 10. Sometimes you will see 100, sometimes you see 170, even 500 or even 1000, depending on what you are writing on. But 10 is good. At least we can write something on it and be sure that, as the number of these searches continue to grow, our blog can also grow together with the searches. So there are some other informations that these Ubersuggest are going to show you. So look at all these things here. They have been added by the Ubersuggest. This one is the domain authority. Like it shows that this domain, like Google trusts this website, like it trusts it, they trust any information that comes from this website. That's why domain authority is 93, and this 93 is 93 out of 100, to show you that it has a lot of authority, and that's why you are seeing it as the first thing there. Like you are seeing it popping up as the first information here. So it has other things here. You can also check for all these things. Referring domain, estimated visits is 3. You can see the estimated you this web page gets from Google for this particular term, like for the particular keyword, is just what, 3. So out of that 3, we can also try to get more people. Like we can get part of these 3, at least to join people that will be looking at our blogs. So these things are estimated values. So there can be more and there can be less as well. So that's just it. So let's look at this. Okay, this site has domain authority of 59, and the people that are visiting this site or this particular page is what, 0. So you can see this one to 0. So these are information that you can get with Ubersuggest. But you can see this site here, this Investopedia. You can see, and that was the reason I said you should reference it. Look at it. The domain authority is 92 over 100, and you can see the number of estimated visits that is to this page based on this keyword is 819. So it shows that almost all the people searching for information about the keyword, about this particular keyword, they are basically landing on this Investopedia site to read about it. Now that was why, in fact, I did not even see this before, but then that was why I said this site is a very popular site. In fact, a lot of people know this site. So I believe that is why people, trust the information on the site better than other ones. Site visits. for the particular keyword, for that particular keyword. So, which is a very important information for us, and that was why I said it too, that what just look for a way to link these people, something on their page. Look for a way to link it. You can say, okay, Investopedia also did an estimated something, 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 but we are going to leave that for ChatGPT to do. Then we cannot edit it. So, but then we are going to mention this Investopedia site on our own. That is on our own content as well. That is brand name dropping. So we just want to take advantage of their name to do, to rank our posts. So that out of these 819 visits, in fact, it might be more than this. This is just an estimate. So out of these people, we can have some people that that will actually fall on our own content as well. That will read our own content too. Sharing from the traffic of this particular site. That is the essence. So before you know, after some visits or after some time, our blog or our content, our article can also rank alongside this Investopedia content. That is on the definitely on the first page, because we have edge. You can see this ones they have 0, this ones they have 0, although our domain authority, depending on the person you are working for, might not be as high as this, you get. But then we can share from from the page visits of this particular site. So that is just what I want to show you guys under using this Ubersuggest. Then the next thing we'll go to here is find related keywords. So we need to find related keywords. So we don't just want to focus on that keyword. We want to find related keyword, so that if people are searching for something related to the keyword that we have, it will still pop up our article again. So it might not be exact like that. We can have things that will be close to this our focus keyword, such that by the time people search for it on Google, it will still pop up this our article for them to read about, and we can achieve the goal of writing that particular article. So how do we use this? You can see I said what we are going to use Google search for finding the related keyword. So how do we do that? Okay, let's go back to Google. Let's go back to Google. So we are going to look at a section here. So anytime you search for something using Google, there is always this part. People also ask. This place where we have people, also ask. You can also come here. You can come here and look for the ones that relates to what we are trying to write on here. Because this one is how to become a real estate agent in California. You can see how long does it take to become a real estate agent. This one aligns. So what you just do is click on it, open it and close it. The more you open and close, the more it will continue to add more options here, and that is what we need. So we'll just look at related ones, open it and close it, then this thing will continue to expand. So we can get more related keywords, and what we just need to do is to copy the title. Like this one now, I can copy this, copy it under this place. You can put related keywords. You can do this, or let me just put it under it. That is one. You can number it. Then let's go again. How much does it cost to become a real estate agent in California? You can do this again. Open it. You see, it has added more to this. So we can also copy this, put this here. In fact, almost all the things here. How do I get started in real estate in California? This one too is related. So you can see. So I don't want to waste time. Let me just copy some of this, because I think, okay, this one works. Let me just do this. So instead of just copying all of them, I just want to be sure that we are doing the right thing. So can you take the California real estate exam online? So you can also do this. You can take this. 5. Is this hard to? Can you sell real estate without a license? You can also take this. So because remember, part of this thing says that you must pass the final exam of the pre-license education. So somebody is asking this kind of, or people usually search for this kind of thing too. You see, people also ask. People is just telling us that people also ask for this kind of question online. So can you sell real estate in California without a license? Maybe people have been searching for this kind of thing. So our own article can be structured in a way that it will leverage on all these questions and create an article that will answer, almost all these questions, which are things that people are already searching for. So let's just stop at 5 and let's go down again. So besides this, people also ask, come down to this place. Okay, this is another one, but we are not looking at the people also. People, let's look at this. People also search for. So this one does not behave like this, and people also ask that usually increase. So what you just need to do here is what, look at the one that aligns with what we are trying to write and copy it. Add this to the 5 that we have there. So this one, how to become a real estate agent in California online. So you can copy this. You can copy this and place it here. Although it is not everything that you need to copy, but anyone that is anyone that is related, you did not copy. Okay, so you can see what education is required to become a real estate agent. Best online real estate school, California. So you can also copy this. Okay, real estate license course, California. You can copy this as well. So fastest way to get California real estate, you can copy this as well. 8. So the more of these things you have, the better your article is going to become, because then you can see we are leveraging on a search engine to gather all our keywords. So these are something that, these are keywords, or these are questions that people have been asking on this platform repeatedly, and that's why it is showing it to us. So what we just need to do is to answer some of all these questions, or write an article that will clear some of all these questions, so that if people continue to search for it, our article can always come up, people will continue to read it, and our domain or the blog will continue to gain authority. So that way our post or article can always appear on the first page or the second page. That is the idea. So let me just put this and we are done, please. So after this, let's go back. What's the next thing that we need to do? So we are done with searching for related keywords by using the people also ask for and people also searched for. So the next thing is to plan the content. So how do we write the content? So write your article, write introduction, subtitles, headline, use ChatGPT and Google. Okay, let's go to we are going to use, okay, this part here, get images and videos from Pixabay, Pexels, or on Splash for your posts. So I'm going to show you all these sites as well, but let's start from this top. Now you can now open your Google Doc. You can open your Google Doc. If you are using system, just come to this place, scroll down. I know most of you can do that. So blank document, click on blank document. So here, let us copy some of these. Let's copy these things that we have here. So we already have this. Let's post it here. So okay, it remains one thing, which is the title. So copy it here. So we just want to give a structure to our content first, then before doing any other thing. So like I said in this post here, can you see, write your title H1, craft from your research, and we've already done the research, so H1. So let's make that H1. How do we do that? Just select this on your word and come to this place, this normal text, change it to H1. So that is your title. You can press enter if you like. Then this second one, why become a real estate agent? This one should be H2, because remember that our headings, you can see introduction, subtitles, and other headlines, which this one also falls under, should be what? H2. So let's go back. This one is H2. So requirements, this is another subheading. So this one too will be what? H2. So this why become a real estate agent is just like an introduction too, but we are not just writing it as introduction, you get. So for this subheading now, this one is like, this one will be H3. In fact, we can select, let me just remove this and give it H3. Alright, so this is how the structure of your content is going to be. So the conclusion is going to be what? H2. Now I'm just showing you this. This one is just for us to see how the structure should be by the time we are done. So under each of these ones, you are going to have a small text that will be describing or that will talk more about all these things. And it is ChatGPT that will do that for us. So we are done now. Or let's go, let's check. Okay, expand subtitles. We can tell ChatGPT to expand these subtitles to more subtitles again. You get, so we can now put that under each of the subtitles. So, but we are going to see an example like that. All these ones, we just need to, put them together for ChatGPT to be able to create the post for us. So, we will not really waste much time here. Get images and videos from Pixabay, Pexels, and Unsplash. Okay, let me just quickly show you this. So this is Pixabay. You can just go to pixabay.com or you go to pexels.com. So those names I mentioned there is just add .com to it to visit the site. Then on splash.com. So let's check here. So if you come here, you can download images for free. So an example is for this real estate now, just type the niche real estate or type something related to the post that you are trying to write. So for this real estate, I'll just type real estate. You can see it will show me different images of real estate. I'm very sure this one is somehow familiar. I think one of the posts we checked used this. So you can see it will show you different pictures, related to real estate, and you can select anyone. You can use any of these pictures for free without any issue. So there are some sites that if you get pictures from them, you are going to have issues, especially when you are writing for clients that are not in Nigeria. So this is Pexels. Okay, you want to verify if you are woman. Okay, you can continue to do that. So on Splash, the same thing. So if you type inside this search box, just type real estate, and you are good. It will show you images related to real estate, and you can download them. For some of these ones at the top, you cannot use them. They are premium. They are premium images advertised on this site. So you can see, but these ones are free. These ones you are seeing here, they are free, and you can download anyone. So how do you download? Just click on anyone you like. Click on anyone you like. Then click on this download free, or click here to select the size that you want. So ordinarily you can select this medium size, select it, and click on download free. Okay, this one is going to download for you itself. So you can do this and save. So that's that. This one is just for image. You can do the same thing on this Pexels and this Pixabay. So let's go. Now that we are done with this, let's start writing. So you see, bring everything together and use the power of detailed prompts to create a unique blog post. So now let's use everything we have now to create a prompt. So we are going to present everything that we've done to ChatGPT. So that way we've done our own research. We just want ChatGPT to use our research information to generate content for us. So that is just what we are doing. So that way, that is the only way you can create unique content, that can actually rank on Google as well. Because you are not using Google to write, you are not using the ChatGPT to write everything. You did your own research and you are just letting it add flesh to it. What we just need to do now is let's bring everything together and let ChatGPT create this thing for us. So we are going to start from this top here. In fact, let me just push it down. So we are going to give it instruction. Say we can tell it that assume the position of a professional article writer with over 30 years of experience. Over 30 years of experience. I want you to use the information below to create an article, to create an to create a SEO optimized article with 2000 with minimum of 2000 words. So use the, you can see information below. Now that's fine. So this information, we are going to put all these things together. This is what we want to give to it. So the format, okay, well, maybe we don't need this format there. Take off the format. Then the target audience, leave the target audience, leave the focus keyword, the computer research, okay. Just copy this. We are going to put this one. So post counts, brand name dropping, then related keywords. So you can leave that and put this here. Now, under this place, you can say I will drop the I will drop some information first before dropping the content framework. So you can say after dropping it, ask me for the content framework to show that you understand me. In my last video about how to use AI for businesses, I mentioned that you should always confirm if the AI understands what you want it to do. And that is why we've added this line, just to ensure that it understands what we want it to do for us. So now that we've done this, the next thing is for us to actually put this on our AI tool. So we'll be making use of DeepSeek now. So you can use ChatGPT. I know I've been mentioning ChatGPT. You can also use ChatGPT just to confirm the output. In fact, if I were you, I'll just do the two. Like I'll use ChatGPT and I'll also use DeepSeek to confirm, just to confirm the output you get. So let me take this and put. So I'm just going to copy it from here to this place. So I'll leave the framework below, then that'll be the next thing, because if you remember here, I said I will drop some information first before dropping a content framework. So let's drop this here on DeepSeek AI. So I'm just going to put this here and yeah, let's go. All right, so you can see what DeepSeek gave us, and you can see this part here. It says, got it, I understand your requirement, you are looking for blah, blah, blah. And then it says, before I proceed, could you please share the content framework for the article? Remember, that was what I told you to ask. It said, ask me for the content framework to show that you understand me. So, and that is why it has asked us here. So you can see, so it is better to put that particular, that kind of line every time you are using the AI. It's just for you to confirm that the AI understands you. Sometimes, like I said in the previous video, this AI usually derails. Sometimes it will go away from what you tell it to do. So you can always confirm that both of you are on the same page by putting that kind of line. It is not compulsory, but it's a good practice. You get, so that you can always be sure that you are getting the best from your prompting. So from here, okay, you can see even after asking for the content framework, you can see that it also gives suggestion for a likely content framework. You can see, for example, should the article include section like, see. So, but then I've already told you that I have my own content framework, and already we have our own content framework as well. So it is not as if we are just trying to prompt it to ask us something that we don't have. So I'll just copy this and place it there. So here you can see you said this is a framework. Ensure you sprinkle the focus keywords and the related key. So just try to read through it. So take note of heading structures H1, H2, H3. And okay, let's add something here. Maybe and add subtitles where necessary. So let's copy this and put it here straight. So let's see what we are going to get. Let's see the output that we're going to get from this. All right, so DeepSeek is done creating the content, and let's go through the content. Now, the first thing you should always do is to confirm the word count, please. The first thing you should always do is to confirm the word count. So let me open this, my word counter, and let's see. Let's confirm quickly how many the word count of the article. Remember that we are creating a 2000 word article. So let's see quickly if it is up to 2000 before we now move to the next thing that we need to check. All right, so you can see this is just 1053. So that's why I need to check all these things. It is not when you now make changes, do everything that you need to do, then that is when you now discover that it is not up to 2000. So let's go back and tell us that it is not up to 2000. All right, so what I did now is just that sometimes this AI does not usually give you what you want completely, you get. So you have to be smart enough to see how you can prompt it to give you what you want. So I just added, ensure it is between 2000 and 2100 words. So I believe if it can write up to 2000, then it's fine. Even if it is more than 2000, then we can always look at the content and take away from it. Even 2100 words is not even bad for us to use as well. So it's just a way to ensure that we are smart with the prompt, you get. So let's see. I'm just going to pause here and all right, so we are done again, and let's see. Let's copy this and see if this is up to the required word count we need. Okay, all right. So let's copy this. Come here. Oh, you can see we still have 1,400, we still have 1,477 words. So one thing you can do here is you can continue to tell it that it should ensure that it is up to 2000. That is on. So if you do it up to 3 times and it is still not up to 2000, what you need to do is go back to those blocks and look for some sections that you can also add to the content framework, or look at the suggestion that it gave above. Try to go through it and see if there's anyone you can also utilize as well, then add it to the prompt, or you tell it to add that particular section then, so that it can ensure that the article is up to 2000 or 2100. So sometimes if what it is trying to do will not give you the opportunity to create that particular word count, it might not be able to generate it. So you have to look at a way to ensure that it gives you what you want. So but then I will not be doing that. I will leave that for you to do. Just take that as kind of classwork and try to complete it, then I'll check that later. So, or you can actually ensure that you practice that in the assignment I'm going to give to you after this class. So what I will do is I'll copy this and I'm going to paste it on this Google Doc document. So I'll just paste it, Control Shift or Control V. Okay, you can right click as well. I don't know what's happening. Okay. I think it's just hanging. All right, so this is the content I just copied now. So you can see that it has already arranged it for us. So sometimes, well, I don't just want to take our time. Sometimes it's better to just ensure that you paste this as plain text so that you can now format it yourself. So in that way, you will not be seeing all these lines. But if you paste it directly using Ctrl V, you'll be seeing all these lines and you might need to take those lines off. So I will not waste time taking these lines off so that this video don't become too long. Now, what we are going to cross check is these headings. So we are going to check the title, check the subtitle, and and other headings, and be sure that they follow the right order that we've outlined before that I should follow. So this is the title. The title should be H1 based on what I've said before. So you can see this H1, and that is fine. So let's look at this. This one is H2, so which should actually be H2 is fine. So let's see, this one is what? Benefit. H3, correct. So this should be H3 is fine. Benefit of a career, because that is under Y. So let's say requirements needed, H2, correct. This is fine. Then let's see this. All right, H3. So I think this is fine, and this is 1. So definitely this one is going to be in H3. All right, that's fine. So that is H3. So if you look, let's just go straight down to, okay, this should be H2. How much does it? All right, H2, correct. So let's scroll down to the conclusion. Let me see. H2, correct. So one thing here is that as it is now, we are done with what we are doing. Just ensure that you remove all these things. Oh, please. These things are not things that you should send alongside what you are going to send to your clients. So let's say somebody has asked you to create an article for them, for their blog, assuming you are not helping them to post it. So sometimes it is, this thing comes in two ways, and you can charge your client for two things. You can charge them for writing the article, and you can also add another fee again, to help them post it on their blog. Some people can actually post it and they just need to write the article. Some people cannot post it, and they still want you to write the article again. So those are the two things that you can actually do, but then I'll talk more about it during the live session. So if somebody has asked you to create an article without posting it, this is just all you need to deliver. So ensure you remove all these lines, please. I've mentioned it before. Ensure you remove all these lines. I don't want this to be too long. So another thing you will do is you can now look for related images. Look for related images on Pexels, Pixabay, and on Splash. I showed you guys that a few minutes ago. So look for related images, attach it together with your content, and send it to your client. That is all you need to do. But before you do that, sometimes you might need to actually, and that will take us to the next thing here. So you might need to, in fact, you need to proofread your content. Please don't just copy it, paste it there, and send it to your clients. That's very wrong. Proofread it, go through it. You can read one or two of the reference websites we used, that is the competitors website. Try to go through one or two of it, and try to go through what you have as well, and compare it and see how rich your own is compared to the other one. If it is very rich compared to the two or one computer site that you go through, it shows that the content you create is very, very nice, and it's okay. You get, so you can now proceed to what to deliver it. So first thing is what, proofread your content. Another thing is what, check for plagiarism using Grammarly, and paraphrase. So if there is any part plagiarized content, then you cannot paraphrase it using Quilbot. Let me see if we can do this quickly, but then we are going to go through some of these things in a live session, so you guys can actually see it firsthand how those things work. So let's see. I'll just say Grammarly plagiarism checker. I think this tool is not free, but let me see. Plagiarism checker. Grammarly is actually good. So if, okay, let's see. Grammarly is actually good, and I think it's one of the best tools that people use out there for plagiarism checking. So let's see. Okay, so let's copy the contents here. So I'll copy everything. I'll just Control A and Control C. Then I'll come here. I'll paste it here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, that's finished loading. So scan for plagiarism. So let me see this other site as well. So let me use this to paste it here. Okay, this one is still loading. Let's see what this one has. All right, so let's see quickly. So you can see it says significant plagiarism, grammar correct, punctuation okay, conciseness we don't have any problem, significant plagiarism. Okay, let's see. We have fonts in your text and I've also detected 14 writing issues. Okay, so let's see if okay we will not be able to actually get the part that is that has issues, because we need to actually maybe sign up for this. Let me see this. We need to sign up. Let's see if we can use this other tool as well. Most of them are not free. Okay, this one says 1000 word limit per search. So that is the problem that you're going to encounter whenever you're using some of these free tools. So let me delete some part of it. Okay, all right. So if this is going to actually take our time, I think I'll just have to do this during the live class. That is during the live session on Saturday. So what we are going to do now is please continue to practice all these things. When you are done writing the article, that's just everything we need to do. So when you are done, ensure you proofread your content, check for plagiarism using Grammarly, and paraphrase any part using the Quilbot. I know we've not done this part. I'm going to do this during the live class. You can also try to use it. Then I'll try to sum things up in the live class. So thank you so much. This will be the end of the class for article writing. And yeah, watch out for your assignments. You should get your assignment immediately after this slide. So I hope you guys will do your assignment before we meet for the live session, so that we can actually have a good time during the 1 hour class. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next training session. Bye.